I'm going to roll.
Okay, we're back. So I realized without thinking about it ahead of time was that we talked about who you guys are and where you're from, but we didn't talk about what your characters look like. So what do you look like?
Ooh, Best Roof will go first.
Okay.
Best Roof has orangish skin,
Okay.
like many of the other Iktachi. And he has these weird horn things. That's just kind of a characteristic of it. It actually looks like it's skin, like coming out from the inside, but kind of goes down on his shoulders.
Mutton horns?
Yes.
Yes.
And ends in a point.
Okay.
He wears a like light armor, so he's got like a robe, but with like a poncho with a hood. And the hood is pretty much always up unless something happens to push it down.
And I guess you currently have t-shirt bandage on your face.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see things right now.
Cool.
So I guess Steve can go next. So Steve is rather athletic, slender build, yellowish eyes, relatively tall. Gonna be standard gank. They're parts cyborg / hairy murder robot kind of thing. Got that Stee the Fifth plastered all over everything because branding.
It's important.
Supreme.
Yeah, right, exactly. And really likes the color dark blue. So it's like dark blue and gray for branding. It's
Nice.
he stands out. It's weird.
Okay.
Who's that?
Okay, Bran is a Darth Maul.
Perfect.
But
Period.
it is this. She is the same race.
Which is?
Zabrak.
Thank you.
I learned how to say some things from last time. So she's got like a darker beige skin, and black horns, purple eyes, and most of the Zabrak have the really cool tattoos, but she does not have hers yet because it was kind of a rite of passage thing, which she missed out on, unfortunately. She does have a gnarly scar across her nose from one of many fights that she has been in. Not super tall, like 5'8". Yeah.
So you would say that Bran is no longer a girl, but not yet a woman.
Yes, so somewhere in there. Oh, also, some Zabraks have hair, some don't.
Really?
She does not have any hair except for like a really cool Ariana Grande like high pony. Otherwise, there's nothing. But
Okay.
she's got that going for her, so that's good.
That's cool. Steve can make up for it. He's got plenty of hair.
Right. Loan me some hairs.
Ew. I would like one Stee coat.
All right, so Fumfu is a little tiny... I forgot how to say it.
Kalidian.
Khalida?
Khalidin. There we go.
Little tiny Khalidin. She doesn't have hair. I don't think they have hair.
No.
It's just like a head wrap thing that goes into her armor. And she's wearing light armor with a like explorer's coat over it. So
Okay.
she looks like a dinosaur digger-upper
Digger.
kind of thing. I don't know.
Archaeologist.
Yeah.
No, it's dinosaur digger upper.
An excavationist.
Understood.
And
Dr. Alan Grant, dinosaur digger upper.
she's got 4 fingers.
Ooh.
Total?
That's what they have. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I have 4 fingers
on
too.
each hand. On each hand.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you mean
that's what
no?
they have.
You mean just okay? Because we have 4 fingers too, and 1 thumb.
Okay, 3 fingers and a thumb thing.
Dude,
I don't
what?
know.
Okay, 4 digits.
Like a
All right.
gecko.
4 digits.
And that's about it.
What about her face?
Her face, yes. So it's just like this white sheet with 2 super cute eyeballs that could be really creepy depending on how you look at them.
This is your mindset.
But
Fumfu, creepy or cute? You be the judge.
I think she's gonna have a space marker to
A space-
draw a face on.
To draw her own face.
Yeah.
That's comforting.
Yeah.
And she can wipe it away.
Yeah, it's like a dry erase.
So, so your face is like
dry
a
away
erase board.
erase space. That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Cool. All right. Mechanically, to set you guys up, the Destiny pool is 4 dark side, 3 light side. So remember that you can use those as you will. The light side, obviously. All right. And last time we left off, you guys had just beaten the Jim Voos, who had clicked out of the swamp. It was an interesting battle, to say the least. And it ended with the nose of your ship just easing into the swamp. And slowly, I mean like painfully slowly, but obviously sinking in the swamp. Basically, it has no power. It's sinking in the swamp, and unless you do something to save it, you're probably going to lose the ship. So, it's a little after dawn. You're at the foot of a swamp on a lush, pretty decent world. You don't know where you are yet. You tried, but you don't know. And the floor is yours.
How much do we know about the ship that we're on?
I would say it's pretty standard. It's a standard sleeper ship that like with the carbonite pods. So it's a standard make and model. It's probably Corellian from what you could tell, because usually they're the ones that made most of those type of ships. So I would say it's fairly standard. There's nothing that stands out about it. Its outside paint is like a pretty bland cross between like straight up steel gray and a little bit of like a rust colored like accents.
How big are we talking here?
I would say about half the size of the Falcon, for reference.
Okay.
I'm going to do a perception check to see if there's anything nearby that we can use to kind of wrangle this bad boy.
Okay. So when it comes to non-combat checks, you guys can just tell me if it's a success or a fail. You don't have to tell me about
Okay,
it.
it's a success.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there's nothing other than like this is a step, which like with the 2P, so it's like a very like flat green. I had to Google out how to say that because I always thought it was steppy for the longest time. But so there's a lot of like just straight up flat grassland that leads up to the swamp. There are a few trees lining the edge of it. Some of them have some vines that obviously is some sort of plant has kind of climbed up through the swamp and trailed down. I would say you probably think the vines might do something, but what you more notice is that not too terribly far away from you is a road.
Oh.
A road.
A road.
I would like to try something, but I don't know how it's going to play out.
Well,
I would
hit me.
I'd like to use move.
Oh, the force.
Yes.
Do. Okay. I'm gonna have to throw you a force die. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hey.
It's fine.
Okay. Sorry. All right. So, the way this is gonna work is you are going to roll. Right. So, well, actually, I need to know something first. How big is the? There's something on your sheet right there that's going to tell you how big of a silhouette you can move things.
So I've got the actual basic power and then 2 strengths. So
Okay.
like 3 levels of move.
Okay. So the base is like a rock, right? Like
Okay.
rock, a cup, you know. Middle, our next one is like backpack, table, maybe a child. Right now, I would say the size that you're at is people size. So the ship's a bit bigger.
Okay.
But there's no harm in trying things.
Well, if the nose is what's sinking, could I at least try to lift the nose up?
Yeah, you could target it.
Okay.
So you roll, and if it's you roll the force die.
Okay.
That's all you roll by itself.
It's a black one.
Okay. So what has to happen is, if for you to use that, you have to spend a destiny point.
Okay.
And then I'm going to mark. You'll get some conflict points because you're kind of you would be using the dark side of the force. Now, that's kind of like the risk, the reward, the way it works. you can decide to not. Like, kind of like, never mind.
Okay. Can I ask a question before I decide?
Yeah.
Can I tell what shape the ship is in and if it's worth saving?
Like
if we're gonna be able to repair it.
I would say in your blind state, like visually, no. But with the Force, you can tell that it's like it's not broken up. So I mean, like as you're kind of like feeling out. I guess one thing we need to clarify is like we've kind of set up your character as kind of like for whatever. So is this just some sort of like maybe you're not like reaching out like Yoda style? Maybe you're more just like you are tapping into that other sense to see. And so it's like I would say in that regard you can sense that it is intact, but since the Force can't give you a readout of like energy or anything like that, like in this regard, because the ship is not a living creature,
right?
You don't really have much else than that. You can tell that it's all together, that there's not like you didn't leave like a pile of stuff as you scraped across the ground.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
Okay. Conflict a point. All right, so we're flipping over Destiny point. Describe to me what now keeping in mind that you're like sort of tapping into the darker side of things. What is Bistruth thinking about as he's going to lift this up?
Maybe the only real tangible escape from the planet at the moment that he knows. Mm-hmm. So like you have the ship that you came in on, maybe that's the best way off to get back. And if we have to tap into the dark side, I guess getting revenge on the cartel that he owes money to.
Okay, so it's a little bit of like some frustration in there. I'm just kind of like this is the only way, and other things are my problem, kind of thing.
Yep.
Gotcha. So, there's a moment as you like you're kind of feeling out, right, and you're like, okay, the ship is together. I'm frustrated. I want to get this out of here. The rest of you hear like this kind of like groaning noise as the ship stops sliding and again it was painfully slow, but as it stops sliding, and there is like sort of like a grinding noise. It's kind of like it sounds like metal against metal, and then there's a thunk, and I would say that Bistroof kind of feels like I think there's you're feeling out with the Force. You have all these other negative emotions are feeling this moment, and then there is kind of like this sort of like rebound, like bounce back of kind of like a sharp pain, like probably in your head. Mm-hmm. And the ship stops sinking, but it's not doing anything else. It's not coming out of the swamp. It's no longer sinking. It's still not on, but it is motionless right now.
Is it safe to say that Bistroof doesn't actually know that he did that? Because he doesn't really know of his powers, I guess, really?
Yeah, I would think like he was probably kind of got into this like tornado swirl of just kind of like, man, like I don't know these people. I don't know what's going on. We crashed. I'm blind apparently. I owe a lot of money. Like a whole lot of like inconvenient things are happening, and like you're just kind of thinking about how the money that you owe your kid, and so there's kind of like this moment of like that happened, and like I don't think you heard the metal grinding noise at all.
Okay.
So if I was looking, or I guess if Stee was looking for, if Stee was looking for some sort of emergency landing gear on the not like landing gear, but some way to deploy the landing gear for this ship from the external, would his experience being space pilot assist him in this, or would he need to make like a mechanics kind of check?
I think there's an argument for both, honestly.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'd like to do a space piloting check to see if we can just force out some emergency landing gear kind of stuff and stabilize it, because I know it's stopped, but we want to prop it up and
continue. Make sure that you don't like turn around and it starts getting. Add 2 purple to that. That's just the average. There's nothing really against you in this.
It is a success.
All right, cool. I'd say you kind of you hear this as soon as you heard like the metal grinding noise. I think Steve was immediately like setting to work, kind of thing, and I think he went to the side of the ship and he just kind of did a regular thing. It's a pretty standard ship. He kind of popped open a panel, maybe turned a knob, and then pulled a lever, and then the back 2 legs kind of pop out of the ship. The front one is definitely buried under the nose cone, which is in the swamp. And so the back two kind of like slowly slide out and kind of almost curve in a way, like into the earth behind it. Almost like if you're like trying to drag your dog by its collar and its back legs like dig in. It kind of does that. And you again hear like a soft groan, but then like it seems you kind of give it like a nice like, you know, couple of thunks to see like is it going to go anywhere, and it doesn't. So it kind of settles out.
Okay, so Fumfu is going to go over to Bestroof and attempt to heal you up a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So are you trying to heal his crit or his just regular health?
Probably the eyeball thing. I think she's worried about that.
All right, about his eyes. Okay. So that is a critical injury, so we're going to try.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to do your medicine roll against 3 purples.
2 yellow and 1 green. Okay. Oh no. That's a lot of triangles. I think I failed.
You failed? Okay. Yeah. So
I failed.
which narratively works for us. So I think well you
But for role play purposes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would go up to you and I'm just gonna like kind of put my hand on your shoulder and say, "Man, God, your eyes are just bleeding, and I really think I can help with this. Let me try something." And I do like magic stuff
magic stuff.
with my fingers.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like you probably removed the bandage and it's like way worse than you thought. I can describe it now. It's less of like a like something. It's not like, what is it? Like the Matrix where like Neo's eyes get like burnt out, you know, and they're like, but they're still there, and you're like, lame. This is like something went across, like right to left, like across his face. And there is like pretty much like a divot, like across, like an eye is still there, but it is very gross. The other one is just gone. It's like essentially it's a big old like burn scar that's still fresh. So it's like, I would say the skin on his forehead and like upper cheekbones, that is like charred and crispy. Ugh. Whereas like the center, like where your actual eyeballs are, I mean, even like the top of his, like the bridge of his nose is like, I mean, I know it's great. I'm trying to just convey to you like the whatever. So it's like, it's bad.
So she's gonna pull down the your blindfold and just like get a little nauseous, and quickly I'm going to put the blindfold back on. I'm just say, I really don't think I can help you with this. Does it hurt?
Does it hurt?
I would say probably as a result of like the adrenaline of like the crash and then the fight, it probably was like a dull pain, but like now that everything's kind of chilled out and you're calming down, I mean, it hurts. I mean, your eyeballs are gone.
Bestroof replies with, yes, it's searing pain. It hurts across my entire face.
Ugh. Well, okay.
That's great when a doctor's like, ugh.
I'm just gonna pat the your blindfold back on, and I'm gonna ask, is there anything else I could help you with, maybe?
Could you help me with one of the stim packs? I think I felt one in one of our bags.
I have like a ton of stim packs in my backpack here. I'll take one out and stab you with it.
Where do you stab him?
Eyes.
Upper arm.
So you're blind, you're not prepared for it, and then suddenly just a sharp pain hits your shoulder. But then it feels like if you've ever been injected with morphine, where you're like, oh, and then you feel a little bit better, so you get 5 wounds back.
Nice.
And with when I take the stim pack out of my backpack, I'm also going to take out a notebook that I have, and I'm going to start drawing the area,
Okay.
and also I'm going to start mapping it out
Okay.
Nice.
where we are.
Cool.
So.
So you draw the grasslands, the swamp, and then the nearby road.
Mm-hmm. I'm also going to draw those gross squiggly things that we just fought.
The Jimboos.
Yes.
So Stee's going to head on over to Bran and make sure that she's gotten her sword out of the mud.
That's the hardest boss in the game so far. Is the sword in mud.
Decisive battle.
So Stee's going to walk over and say something along the lines of, do you actually know how to use a blaster?
I am learning. I just found it off that dead guy, so I'm much better with the sword. Normally, it's been a long day, man. It's been a weird day.
Okay. Just keep it pointed away from Stee and we'll be fine.
Can do.
You doing all right?
Yeah, hanging in there.
Okay.
What do you know what's going on exactly, my dude?
Stee's going to sort of reply with a shrug and motion towards the ship with a really confused just kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bud.
Bestrup's going to announce to the group, what's happening with the ship?
I'll lean over and just say, well, it was going into the swamp, but now it's just sort of sitting there.
Do you think we could pull it out?
Oh, not me. That thing's huge. And you're blind.
Well, is there anything we can use?
I'll look around. I guess perception check.
Well, Bran kind of got it earlier. I mean, it was kind of like in a, like I said, like there's not a whole lot on hand. Like there might be some vines you could maybe get from a tree, but other than that, there's not like sticks or anything you use as a prop or anything. There's no machinery nearby.
Since there doesn't seem like there's much anything nearby, Bran's going to go ahead and run towards the road and just kind of scope things out.
Okay.
See if there's anyone or anything that could help remedy the situation.
So on the other side of the road, away from the swamp, is like a farmland. And it's like some sort of crop that you're not exactly sure, like you haven't ever seen before. But in the distance, you see like a dust cloud and like some buildings. I would say probably like half a mile up the road.
Hey guys, there's some buildings over here.
Bestrup's going to like perk at me like, where did that come from?
Sorry. Funfu's gonna go over towards you. I forgot your name.
Bran.
God damn it, Bran. Shit. Bran. Funfu's gonna go over to Bran and say, do you think there's anything inside the ship that we could use instead of going out?
I mean, all that I saw inside the ship was that one dead guy.
That's
and I
Bran's one trick. That one guy.
that one dead guy, and I already did rob him. So I think if there was anything good on the ship, we might have maxed that out already there, bud.
Do we have a mechanic or anybody that could repair the ship?
Well, I already checked it, and 3 of the 4 engines are down, so we can't fix it.
Well, maybe
I can't fix it.
Maybe we could follow the road and see if we could find a town and see if somebody could help us.
I was gonna say I've got a decent amount of money, so like maybe we could just pay someone.
You have money?
Yes, and it's mine.
For now.
Where'd you get it from?
I just kind of like grab my little satchel and hug it close.
Smart.
And just kind of side eye everyone momentarily, and then I just start walking down the road.
Okay.
I'm gonna announce that. Steve, can you help me find the road?
Yeah, it's that way.
I thought about it. I really did. Steve's gonna sort of reply back with, "Yeah, bestie, I'll help you get to it. And we'll get you on down the road." So Steve's gonna go over there, sort of make sure he's propped up. Are you gonna use your force pike to sort of walking stick
like
your
a
way?
prop stick? Yeah,
you gonna prop stick it?
I would
All
like
right.
to do that.
I'll hang by close, but I'm just sort of gonna lead you to the road and let you know, hey, the buildings are down this direction. I think we're headed that way.
I thank you, sir.
Yep.
Funfu's gonna run up behind Bran just like walk behind you.
Okay. So as you guys head down the road, you see that those buildings turn out to be not just like solitary buildings. It's not just a farmhouse. It's like a full-on settlement, right? So it's not surrounded by walls or anything, but you can tell it's pretty bustling for it being quite so early in the morning. You see these small creatures. They're not exactly too small, but they're smaller than you guys. They are called gotels, and they're kind of like these little furry little guys. They've got two like cone appendages up top,
Like a goat.
yeah, they're kind of like goats. Yes, and they are just bustling about. They've got little stalls. They've got Star Wars equivalent of a wheelbarrow.
A floating wheelbarrow?
Yeah, a floating
Space wheelbarrow.
A space wheel. With like filled with different kind of crops and plants, fruits, and different kinds of food and things. But they're coming in, they're coming out, quickly. I would say you guys kind of get just kind of at the edge of it. They are pretty warm creatures. They're kind of, they smile, they give a little wave, some say good morning. They're all speaking basic, so you guys can understand them. However, they are giving Stee a wide berth. And they're kind of like holding like their temple, like whatever is like closest to him, like headwise, they're like holding, and like they're trying to walk as far away or around him as possible, and the ones that can't, like, do it as quickly as possible. There's a definite air of discomfort when it comes to the Godels and being around Stee. And yeah, so you're in this kind of marketplace thing. You see like old ones, young ones. You see a couple of other humans, mostly ones that look very tan. They look like they're also workers in the fields. And there's some other bigger buildings towards the back of the settlement. So you're in this like bustling marketplace.
Bestroof would like to approach Stee as soon as we get to the village and say, Stee, do you see any medics? Anybody that could help me?
Not real sure, Bestie. Not really one to know that sort of thing. I do understand that they don't seem to like me around here. You think I could borrow your cloak for a bit?
I want to interrupt you and say, yeah, all these things are moving really far away from him.
Could I?
Like, nobody's close.
I'm going to take off the poncho that I have on and hand it to you. And then also, could I, based off what they just said, roll a lore check or something about why they would be avoiding him specifically?
Yeah, it would be, in this case, it would be xenology.
Dang it.
I mean, what other your lore skills? I'm up for arguments.
I've got lore and outer rim.
Well, we're not in the outer rim, so
Okay.
that won't do a whole lot here. So yeah, if you want to try a xenology,
That's worth a shot, right?
let's go with 2 purple as average.
That's a success.
Okay, cool. So you kind of hone in on the fact that, like, I think you kind of ask for clarification of, like, they're specifically only walking away from Stee and not the rest of you. And that kind of clicks with something that you've thought of or you've read before. And then I think you ask some like clarifying questions like, are they short? Are they hairy? Are they whatever? And once you realize, then you're like, oh, they're Godels, so you know what they are. And then the other thing about Godels is they're very sensitive to electromagnetics. So you then, I guess, in this moment would then ask, I hate that I'm the one giving the direction for this conversation, but like,
That's okay.
like Stee, like to ask him whether or not he has any cybernetic enhancements that would be causing this.
Yeah.
He says that.
Yeah, Bestie, I've got a scanner arm here.
Do you have a low power mode or something for those?
I suppose I could turn it off, but then I'd only really have one arm, and I'm not willing to do that. I guess I'll just hang back, try and steer clear of these little furry fuckers.
Hey,
which you now know the name of.
Yeah, they're called
Gotels.
Gotels.
Right.
Fumfu's gonna
little
say-
furry fuckers.
And with that, I think that gives Fumfu. You tried to roll to figure out where you were last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
roll that same roll again. We'll do interim lore or knowledge or whatever, but do it with only one purple.
The core world.
Outer room?
Or sorry, core.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot there's no interim. That's what.
Green.
So yeah, so only with one purple this time because this.
Okay.
Now you know what the creature is. You can hone in more on where you're at.
Great success.
All right, cool. So you then actually know where you guys are now, which is Antar 4, which is the fourth moon in the Antar system, and that's where the Godels live. It's a pretty decent world to be on. 'Cause there's not a whole lot of bad stuff here.
Oh. Okay. I will look at the. Well, as soon as I was like, well, actually, they're called Gotol, and then I'm like, oh shit, I know where we are, guys.
Where are we?
We're on Antar 4. It's a really, really cool planet. They got a ton of Godels. It's really nice. Everyone's super nice here.
Do you know if they have any medics?
Well, yeah, it's a nice planet.
Can you help me find one?
Well, I just tried to heal you. What did it not? It didn't work.
No, I still feel immense amount of pain.
Okay, yeah, we can find you. We can do that.
You'll have to lead me. I can't see anything.
I'm gonna look at E and just like nod my head towards.
Yeah, sure. You
Bistro.
you little faceless horror. I guess I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll head over to Bistruf and help him along.
I am gonna like. Can I go up to a Godel?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to draw its picture.
Okay, so you're just
Do
gonna
they
like
talk?
Yeah, they talk.
I'll just walk up to him.
Okay.
Hey.
So he's the one you're in front of is a male, and he is just kind of like kind of panning things from one of the wheelbarrows into like a stall kind of thing. So he's kind of just picking up his trays and moving them, and he looks up at you because for one, something is actually shorter than you. I think in Fumfu's like life or whatever, because she's probably been around things have either been. She's probably been the smallest thing in the room.
Yeah.
So he like looks up at you and he's like, "Oh, good morning."
Hello.
It's me.
Are you doing all right?
Yes. How are you?
I'm.
Wow, I really like your horns.
Well, thank
I'm
you.
gonna start sketching them down.
While Fumfu is doing that, Bran is gonna follow suit and also address the Godel.
The same one?
Yeah, same
Okay.
guy. Just let's overwhelm this poor man. Hey, is there a mechanic in town anywhere nearby that might know how to fix a ship?
He kind of like scratches like his left horn, and you can tell that like it's like worn on that one side, so it's like a habit that
It's
he
a
has.
scratching horn.
Yeah. And he's like, maybe. I mean, a lot of what we do, we've got mechanics to fix the farming equipment, but I don't know about. Did you say a ship? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. No, that was me. Not the goat. Like, I don't know about the ship mechanic. I mean, it might be the same, but I don't want to be leading you in the wrong direction.
I would like to nudge Bran and like kind of whisper in your ear, like, they don't like electric things.
Oh shit.
They're not. It messes up their.
Is Steve close to this conversation? Okay. Cool.
Stee and Bestroof are sort of hanging back, thinking that they're trying to find a medic for Bestie.
Got it. Which they clearly aren't. He's like, yeah. I mean, if you want, you could check the wet spot. There might be some off planet boys who might be able to help you.
All right, that sounds great. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Do you wanna? And he holds up like a pretty weird looking fruit. And he's like, would you like something for for your journey?
Yeah, what's that?
You had to. Damn you. This is
A fruit cake.
It's a red fruit.
This is it's yellow. It's a yellow fruit,
Okay.
and it looks like a pineapple, but it's hairy like a coconut.
Okay.
And he's like, this is one of our prized crops. It's a Kuumli.
All right. Yeah, that's very nice of you, bud. How much?
Well, you're new in town and obviously having some trouble, so I'll give it to you for 10 credits.
So not wanting to upset the locals since our other guy is already pissing him off, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it.
Okay. He hands it over and he's like, when you're ready to eat it, make sure you knock on it 3 times. Give it a whiff, and if it smells like a what? If it smells like a hut's tail, don't be eating it. Wait one more day, and then you can crack it open, just pop it over your knee, or he's like, you have horns too, like me, so
Yeah.
you might be able to break it over your horns. I don't know, but if you do, make sure that you cook it properly. It's got to be soft. Jesus. Soft. Because it's poisonous if you eat it too soon.
Can I do something while this is happening?
Yes.
I'm gonna lean over to Steve and say, "What's taking this so long? What are they doing?"
Well, it looks like the mudslinger is buying a fruit. I don't know if it's going to be helping with your face.
If you want, I could give you a recipe to make it into a bread.
At this point, Bran is just like smiling and nodding in like that awkward loop where like she doesn't know how to disengage without seeming like a dick. So she's just like, do you have that written down?
He's like, yes, and he like reaches like down and he like pulls out like a digicard and he's like, here, this'll make it into a bread. He's like, if you flip it over, you can make it into a pie.
All right.
He's like, do you have a mouth? Can you eat?
I am gonna like turn around really quick and Sharpie on a face and then turn back around.
Oh, you do have a face.
I do.
While Fumfu is now engaged with the old goat man, I'm gonna like slowly slink away in the direction of
Would you like a Kuumli?
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Hubert.
Wow, Hubert. No, we're gonna share. We're gonna share this Kuumli here. But I really appreciate you.
Bran is like gone. She's like across the street already.
Make sure she makes it into a pie. It's much better.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna shake your hoof.
No, they're not like
They do have hands.
Yeah, they do have hands.
I'll shake your hand.
Okay. He's like, all right. If you just make sure if you eat it, you've got to cook it.
Yep.
It's
I
gotta
got
be
that. I got that. I wrote it down. Yeah, I got it.
Hey, and
Yep.
okay, well, it was really nice to talk to you, and I like your face that wasn't there when we started.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I really gotta go. Sorry. I'm gonna turn around and just
Okay.
run away.
Run.
He sees the next person like, would you like a Kuumli?
I will run back to the group, and I'm gonna say, man, that guy.
Was he a medic?
Of sorts.
It looked like he was trying to sell us a Kuumli.
Yeah, we got one.
It's really heavy is the thing.
Make sure you make it into a pie.
Kuumli pie is fantastic, according to Steve.
We could make it into a pie, and then maybe it will heal your blindness.
It's not for grievous injury.
Best Roof, have you ever had pie?
I have not, but
Kuumli pie?
but if you listen, I think he's telling us it's not going to help.
No, but maybe if we cook it the right way, he said if you cook it the right way, we could put it on your eye.
It won't work.
Oh, I need to write Kuumli on my inventory sheet. Hold on.
Don't forget that digicard that's got the recipes for Kuumli pie,
Yeah.
Kuumli bread, and Kuumli soup on it.
Kuumli card.
I don't say, Best Truth will say, I mean, I guess I'm down to try it, but I'd really like to see a professional just to see if they can help me.
I think you'd like to see anything.
Damn.
Bran runs over and just high fives the shit out of Fumfu. Like, tears rolling down her face. And then just immediately runs back to go look for the store.
Steve is going to try and get this train back on the tracks and ask, did you get any useful information out of the Godel?
We did.
Yeah, he said there might be a place that might have people that might know something.
Yeah, he said that people
Helpful.
like out of town or off planeters
Yeah.
would be there. So we can go there.
Where is it?
He pointed in that direction. I'm going to point to that direction that he pointed.
Yeah, Bran's just booking it over there.
Okay. So is that where you guys are going?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will hobble along. Yes.
Okay.
I'm helping.
Okay.
I'll turn back. I'll make sure I turn back and look.
Somebody's got to.
So you guys make your way through. Again, Godel. Now, since you guys are traveling as like a little group, the Godels are definitely just giving you as a whole a wide berth because of Stee. Mm-hmm. And as you guys like make it through, you kind of go where Hubert. That was the best Star Wars name ever, Hubert.
Steve.
Well, true. And you guys make your way through, and there's a slightly larger building than the rest. The rest you can tell are like small businesses or small like home and dwellings. But this one is like one of the few that actually has like branding or marketing on the outside of it, and it's got like sort of like a screen like sign on the top of it, and it just kind of keeps showing in different cool fonts, and sometimes like with a little water effect or whatever. It just keeps saying over and over, the wet spot.
Oh, God.
Branna looks at the sign and like does like the thumbs towards it, and if she had eyebrows, they'd kind of do like the ha 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 thing. She's like wet spot, and then just walks in.
I have a question. How long did it take us to get there?
Less than 5 minutes, not that far.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I think during that whole walking time, Fum is going to just berate you with my whole life story, and that this
Go
is my
for
first,
it.
This is
You
my
can-
first time. Okay, so this is my first time on any planet ever. I've never been off my home planet, and they were going to make me speak for everybody and do this whole thing, and then I just sort of like ran away, and now I'm here. And have you ever been to another planet? I've never been to another planet. And this is the first time I ever killed anybody, too, and it makes me feel really bad. Have you ever killed anybody?
The Godels that are walking around, you guys are like, what the? They're like, ones are shielding their children, like, they just kill someone.
Are there like guards or anything?
No,
Where we're going?
it's kind of like everyone seems to kind of take care of each other. You mean outside the wet spot?
Yes.
No. There is like a scanning door, so there's kind of like as each person, which you guys have only seen like Godels come in or out, as they kind of like go through the door, like the door frame kind of lights up blue for a second. One goes through and it kind of like it flags and it flashes red. And a bigger Godel like kind of steps forward and kind of like bellies them out the door a little bit, and then they like take out like, they have a small like holdout blaster, and they like literally put it in like there's like this like laser grid like box or whatever, where they're just gonna like dropping it in. There's several other blasters and some other knives and things like that, and then it goes through and it's all blue and he can go through.
So there's a bouncer.
Essentially,
Okay.
yes.
Seems like no weapons kind of thing.
I mean, that's okay. Can we talk to one of the bouncers? That was a question to you. Best Roof asks.
Sorry. Yeah, I get the feeling they don't really like me. We might want to
yes.
get Bran or this little faceless thing to do it.
Yeah, I'd like to go
Do
with
I hear
them.
that? I'm gonna point my finger very high up in the air, almost towards your face, and I'm gonna say, "My name is Fumfu. Stee, my name's Fumfu."
I'm going to look down and go, Tap my chest real hard. St-E.
Yeah, I know. You have a name tag.
I'm going to do it one more time. Super condescending. St-E.
Just turn around.
Fumpu, can you lead me over to one of the bouncers?
I don't want to go in there.
Bran absolutely wants to go in there, like more than anything.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna pony up to one of the bouncers
Okay.
and just say like, "Hey, how does one get all up in there?"
So these are a little bit taller than the one you guys already dealt with, but you can tell that they're obviously like these are some thick,
Some jacked
thick
goats.
godels. So this one is out of the two that are there. One's inside the door, one's outside. He's the outside one. He's the smaller of the two.
Okay.
And he looks you up and down. And he's like, "Are you old enough?"
Bran just like grins and is like, "Yeah, of course I am."
Okay.
Bran's very convincing.
I've never seen one of you. I've never seen one of you before, so I don't know. You're not a kid, right?
No, I'm definitely not a kid. Can I use coercion to just like
Yeah.
make this goat man believe me?
Yeah. Let's go with it'll be average.
I'm also not a child. Just so everyone knows that. I'm a grown woman. Wait, I need a yellow low. Because I'm actually good at this
Nice.
skill. Yeah.
Okay. So you're trying to just
I'm gonna use coercion. Just be like, hey, we were told by Hubert. You know Hubert.
Oh
Yeah, Hubert. He's a great guy.
These are the Kuumlis.
Yeah, they're something.
Have you had the pie?
I am hoping to. So me and my friends actually just kind of ran into a snafu out in the swamp, and Hubert recommended that we come check this place out. There might be someone or something here that could help us out. So we just need to scoot on in and make something happen for us. We've been having a doozy of a day, dude.
He strokes his chin a little bit. He's like,
Bran just grins.
And he looks at the sword that's on your waist. He's like, I'll let you go in, but if that leaves your hip,
I totally understand.
we're gonna have a problem.
It won't be a problem. Hubert's honor.
Yes. The sacred oath of the Kuumlis.
So Bran just kind of starts waving people over.
He taps you on the upper arm.
Okay.
Just about as high as he can reach. He's like, hold on. You're gonna if you're looking for, if someone can help you with your troubles, you're gonna want to look for Jag. Jegtal.
Jegtal? Jegtal.
He's the big guy inside.
Okay. That sounds great. What was your name?
Bouncer number 1.
Thank you. Bouncer number 1.
It's not Hubert as well.
They're all Hubert.
Hubert the second. No, my name is Jax.
All right, Jax. Thank you very much. Me and my friends will just we aren't going to cause any problems or anything. We're just going to scoot on in there and get this figured out.
And he looks at St-E and he kind of gets like a pained expression. He's like, he's gonna have to be real careful.
He's a really nice guy. He's not gonna cause any problems, I'm sure. And Bran like shoots him this scathing look, like, don't fuck this up.
Steve's gonna throw a real enthusiastic double thumbs up finger guns back at you.
Bran returns fire. She's all about it.
All right.
And he steps aside and he actually like bangs on the outside of the door frame, and the frame that's normally like glowing blue or whatever like goes out for me. He's like, you better go through. It's gonna turn back on, and then Bigsby will be bouncing you out.
All right, so I kind of like rally everyone and shuffle them through the door.
Okay. So you guys are now inside the wet spot.
Oh, I didn't want to go in there.
Oh, you did?
No.
You're gonna stay outside?
Or at least I'd be the last one to like almost go in.
Okay.
But I mean, I have a blaster.
Well, I mean, he was saying
I
as
got
long
the okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool, man.
he like
Just
turned
be cool.
he like turned off
I'm
like
not cool. I'm like super not cool right now. I'm like really awkward and like shaky and.
Yeah, he turned off like the thing that would like let off weapons for you guys.
Oh, okay.
But he was saying like if you guys draw them, there's gonna be a problem.
Okay.
So are you
I'll
gonna
go in like,
okay.
but I'm like super not.
So Bran like kind of hesitantly pats Fumfu on the head because she's not good at people necessarily. Like when it comes to being nice to people, she's not great. But it's just like, it's okay, little guy. And just kind of shuffles her through the door last.
Okay. So you guys are now in the wet spot. The wet spot is this like greasy, like dingy, dark, like it's a cantina, but it's like it's kind of gross. It's like there's like most of you have never seen like a self-serve bar before, but there is, and it's basically like you plug in like your credit stick, and then it deducts the money, and then it pops out their glasses of different sizes, and you just push the button and get what you want. So there's no true bartender. There are a bunch of tables. There's like I would say like 50 godels in here. And despite Hubert's best advice, there is not one off-worlder in here. There's just godels for days, like all just kind of chilling, walking around, and drinking and having a good time. Some are a bit rowdier than more, but the back right corner of this cantina, there are two godels who are shouldering blaster rifles, kind of standing about 6 feet apart from each other, and behind them, at a round table in a corner booth, is a big old fat godel. He like is so fat that like his horns are kind of stumpy. Like it's not as like the regular length. Like every other godel's had like about like every adult one at least is at about the same size, and like his are like kind of stumpy, and it's almost like he's so fat that his horns are kind of like partially inside him or covered up by his head fat. And he's just like smacking away at some dish in front of him. And there's some bumping music going on, whatever.
I would like to elbow Best Roof and just say, man, you're so lucky you can't see what's in here right now.
Bran is fucking loving it. Like she is in her element. She is all about this dingy shithole.
E is absolutely at home as well, based off his background.
Nice. Are you guys still like at the front door, or?
So Steve's gonna head on over to the bar and check out the prices.
Okay. I would say the most expensive drink is maybe 50 credits, but it ranges to being like 10 is about the average.
Do they have a Kuumli cocktail?
They do.
I would absolutely like to buy 2 Kuumli cocktails.
Okay.
And belly up over to the gentleman that looks like he's in charge and offer him a drink.
The guy at the round table?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go ahead and plug in and you pay for those drinks. They come in like big mugs. That's the standard. It is this weird like Nesquik strawberry color, like that kind of like dusty pink. And it's even though it's cold, like it's like a very cold frosty glass and the liquid is cold, it is bubbling like it is boiling. And every bubble is like a fart noise. It's like or whatever. Like it's a lot. So I have a lot of little like farts in a glass, basically. And so you peel away from the group. You make those. You head over to the big guy in the corner, and you step forward, and then the 2 guys shouldering blasters kind of like step in, almost like sliding glass doors or whatever, kind of in front of you, but like they don't say anything, like wordlessly. Again, still smaller than you, and they both have this like expression because of your cybernetics hurting their heads. And there is like I would say about a 6-inch gap where you can still see the big guy smacking away. He has not noticed you. He's just still like chomping away.
Steve's gonna speak up and go, bought you a drink. Thought we could talk.
He is like eating like this meat that you've like is unrecognizable to you. It's just like is that a Kuumli cocktail?
Steve calmly nods and goes, "What else would it be?"
He's like, all right. And he kind of like taps on the table, and his boys like slide apart, and he like gestures to his right where there's kind of like an open seat, and he's like, sit down.
So, being that I've noticed that I sort of cause discomfort to folks, Stee's gonna go, I'll stand, but just out of respect, and give him the drink.
Okay. He was like slide it to him. He raises the glass like towards you, and then he just like downs the whole thing. And then thunks it down, and he's like, ugh, and wipes his mouth like, oh, those are good. That's good. And he's like, what can I do for you, off-worlder?
Steve's gonna go, you seem like the man in charge around here. Is that a safe assumption?
Well, yes, but I don't like to brag.
Well, big boss, my name is Stee, and I was just hoping to see if we could have some sort of mutually beneficial agreement.
He wipes his mouth. It does nothing. It's like he's still like covered in like just meat and juice, and he's just like, well, I'm Jagtal, but you should already know that if you're even trying to talk to me. Otherwise, you're crazy. You're a crazy guy. What can I do for you? And I'll see what you can do for me.
Well, sir, my companion over here is a little worse for wear. We encountered some unfriendly folk. We're also sort of worse off for a ship. I was hoping that we might be able to come to terms to try and get both of these issues on my end sorted out. And it might be beneficial on your end as well.
He looks over at, I would assume Brand's probably like, I guess, drinking it up or sitting with some girls, or I don't know what's Brand.
Brand's just kind of looming in the background, and she's like, that's the guy. It's the guy that the bouncer told us about. And is just kind of like standing back, letting Steve do his thing, but is kind of omnipresent and just looming.
Okay. What's Funfu doing?
Funfu is just staring at this guy like I'm not blinking. I'm just staring like...
Can
do
Funfu
you have
blink?
eyelids?
I was
Yeah,
going to say, can
that's-
Funfu do a blink?
Not right now.
No, not right now. Not right now.
No blinking.
Okay.
I'm just like, oh God.
And Best Roof, I assume, is just...
So I was going to say Best Roof would probably be more towards the entrance and kind of leaning against the wall, overwhelmed by the music and the noise and everything.
And probably the smell.
Yeah.
It's like, it is like sweaty goat man in here.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like propping myself up with my pike and like leaning against the wall towards the front.
So, like, Jake's going to, like, see that whole, like, peanut gallery over there, and he's going to be like, you talking about the one who doesn't have a face?
Yeah, face boy.
Yeah, the one that's... And he's just like... I feel like Funfu is just like porcelain doll, like, unblinking. He's like,
Inching
The
closer
one-
and closer.
the one that's looking... And he's like, looks down at him. He's like, the one that's looking at me, it won't... Can you make it stop? What's wrong with it?
Oh no, we're talking about the Itachi at the front there. That little faceless horror. I don't know that one. It's not with us.
Brand kind of chuckles and just like right into the drink and just takes a sip.
If I had a mouth, it would drop open.
You just draw open
sad
mouth
face.
like tear. I'm like, oh, he's like, oh, that guy looks bad.
You'd
Guy
be
looks
right.
bad. Well, you said you needed your ship's broke.
We had some mechanical issues. Yeah,
Like that sounds like a nice way of saying it's broken.
it is. You're right.
Okay. And he's like, well, I could maybe help you out with that, but I'm definitely gonna need some help. And he's like, and for free, I'll throw in something to clean up that guy's face because it's making me get sick. But then he grabs like a big old hunk of me and like,
Right back in it.
so you do something for me, and I will help your boy and get you ship fixed, or I'll try to get your ship fixed.
I'm inching closer and closer to you. Whatever your name is.
Jag. This one's Jag.
Jag.
He's like, so... He's like, I can show you, and he points out there's like a small window, and out behind the wet spot is a pretty nice looking ship. And he's like, back there, that's mine, and it's nice. It's got one of them hyperdrive thingies. It's pretty nice, and I can I can at least get your ship working, but. If you do something for me, I can. I'll do something for you.
What did you have in mind?
And he completely changes almost the personalities for a second. And he like pulls out like little glasses and puts them on, and he pulls out like a small book, and he's like, "Well, I have a mind that unfortunately some of my workers never returned. They went to work mining, as miners do. And
Like ERS or ORS?
There's no child labor laws.
It's just a number.
It's the same thing in this instance.
They didn't come back, and we haven't heard from them in a couple of days. So I sent some more guys, and didn't hear from those guys. So sent some more guys. And, they didn't come back either. So I figure, why keep sending my guys when I can send you? And you can see what's wrong with the mine, and you fix the mine. I'll probably pay you, and I can fix your ship. What's wrong with your ship? Is it broke?
So during this, since Bran was kind of standing off, she's going to go ahead and notice that the man was indicating... or the goat man, rather, was indicating towards his ship. And so she's going to kind of slink off and go check that ship out.
Outside?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is it... Do I
No.
need to roll perception? Is it guarded or...
No, yeah, it doesn't have anybody out there right now.
Oh, nice.
It is like the middle of the day.
Yes.
So there is that. So it's just out behind the wet spot. You want to... Let's roll perception real quick just to get some more details on it.
I don't do a purple, right?
No purples. Success! Yay. All right, so you happen to get out there and you see the ship, and this is a nice looking ship. It's pretty new. It's got some nice new paint, and it doesn't have a name emblazoned on its side yet. But it's a decent it's a freighter, but it's a smaller one. It's light, so it's not you're not going to be shipping an entire plane. It's like Harvest, but you'd be able to get some stuff moving. But it's a nice looking ship, and it's definitely new. You can tell that, and you can tell that it's newly made, and it's pretty obvious that this also is Corellian as well. I would say as you get up there, you're going to get close to the where the dock, the bay door is. Right, it's down. But the part like the bay is down, but the door to the inside is sealed off, right?
Okay.
So, I feel like, are you gonna just what are you gonna do now that you notice all that?
I'm just kind of scoping it out.
Okay.
Making sure like it's not just hypothetically if we were to steal the ship,
Just maybe.
I'm really just kind of scoping it out. Just seeing if it is something that we are familiar with, and because
it's definitely Corellian freighter.
Yeah.
It's got weapons.
Yeah.
And
because Bran isn't like 100% sure that she trusts this guy plan of sending us down to these death mines and shit. So she's not a big fan of that idea. So she's
it's definitely bigger than what you crashed in.
Yeah.
And it is definitely, so it's definitely going to house all you guys and fit all you guys if you guys wanted to do that. Is there anything else you want to know specifically about the ship?
What color is it?
Is it locked?
Well, the door is shut. She hasn't gone anywhere close enough to it. I would say right now it's white with, I don't know, you pick the like accent color.
Blue.
Yes.
Okay. So it's majority white with like blue accents. So it's like
It's like a star fox.
sure.
It looks like the star fox.
It looks like an R-wing, sure. But it doesn't look like an R-wing, but it's painted, I guess, R-wing colors.
Could I, since I'm all up on it, could I do like a stealth check to like see if there's any way for me to sneak in that bad boy, or is it just totally sealed off?
No, I mean you could attempt to.
I'm going. Meanwhile, like I'm sure they're still just talking.
Yeah. So we'll, as a result of what happens here, we'll figure out what happens. Okay. It's gonna be. It's gonna be 3 purples. Did you roll? You didn't roll any purples. You just rolled the green.
Yeah.
The yellow and the greens. So probably not good, huh?
Oh.
It's a failure.
It looks like a failure.
That is
Okay.
the literal worst.
So I think you're like, you know what, screw it, and you like try to hit that. You know,
I just want to check it out.
You're gonna tow up the ramp or whatever. You get up the ramp's fine or whatever. And then the door is sealed at the actual inside proper of the ship, and you're just like, you just try to push the keypad. It's just a 2-button thing. You're like, well, one must be open, one must be closed. You push it. Immediately an alarm starts blaring.
Oh God.
Fast forward inside, like Jake is, or like flash back into inside. Jake has just finished saying like how dope his ship is and how totally safe the mines are, and that you'll be fine. He's like, the people I've sent on it, they are, they're young and they are they're weak, and he's like, but you guys, he's like, minus that blind guy, you guys look like a formidable force, and so I think you guys. And then there's a brr, or whatever, and he turns and he looks and he's like, oh my, and he just looks back. He's like, she was just how would, and then he thuds the table with his fist, and you are standing, and the 2 guys who are shielding blasters have them both pointed at your head, and then a whole lot of the Godels. I would say if they were about 50, I would say majority half just get up and leave. They take their drinks and they leave. They don't even look. They're just like, it's like whatever. About 3 of them stay, and the bouncers have left too. And the 3 of them are just standing there by the door with their arms crossed. And then Jeg just leans forward and looks at you, Stee, and he's like, I really don't like people touching my things.